All right, peace show has to have something. Has to. Perfect. It looks fine. It totally looks fine. You know, Rune and Peter don't exactly own a lot of red clothing, but it's nicer than the clothes I had before. It's more safe, and there's another box here. Okay. Oh. I wasn't expecting Elwood to get me anything. That's it's very sweet. It doesn't entirely go with my current outfit, but it's fine. It's red. It's very nice. But I'm not entirely sure what to do at the moment. I've been struggling with a lot of the research. I just don't have any real basis to go upon. I mean, I know that it weakens the power of the essence powder. The crystals that corrupted essence make are weaker, but what do I do with that? I can't. There's only so much I can gain without really knowing what effects it has on anything. I don't know. What else can I look into? What does Erin know? Exactly. About the birds and why the magpies were strange. Because if the magpies are dead children, why did Erin know? I mean, it couldn't have been the vibes. They don't talk to Corvids, so perhaps I talk to Erin, maybe. I mean, it can't hurt, and we haven't spoken in a while. Yes. Where might I find them? How do I get over there? The scaffolding is turning very impressive. Hello, how are you?
I was not expecting to see someone. You kind of scared me, but
Oh,
hi.
I'm so sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to. How's it going?
It's okay. I guess not the best I've been, but that's kind of.
Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, do you want to go down? It might be the.
Sorry, I keep trying to crouch and slipping a bit on the scaffolding.
Yeah, that happens quite a bit. I don't know if scaffolding was the best, but at least it's easy to take down.
Yes, I imagine so. If you would like us to go down, where's the best place to go down?
In shelter, maybe under the big tree. I can offer you some tea if you'd like.
Yes, that would be lovely. Thank you. Oh,
there we go.
Snap for the scaffolding.
Yeah, it's not the, like I said, not the safest, but
yes, perhaps not.
It's something. Though I think with the first time we met, you had a bit of trouble flying at the library, if I remember correctly.
That is true. Yes, I've been getting better a little bit, but yes, getting better at it.
Don't mind the scaffolding.
No, yes, I'll move around it.
Some tea?
Yes, I love it. Thank you. Sorry, I'm getting used to my clothes. It's a bit stiff.
Yeah, I am not Gavin, but that is a look.
Okay, They're not technically
bright red,
mine.
with the bright red flower crown as well is
The
quite
flower crown was a
clash
gift
of colours.
from Elwood from Vast's birthday party, which I didn't make it to. But when I came back from my little amount of time in the cave, my clothes got a bit ruined, and I was just sort of in a sweater, and I wanted to try and put together a look that was a little bit nicer. But Gavin has been missing, so I just sort of borrowed some clothes from Rune and Pietro without asking.
I think I recognize Pietro's vest. But
Yes, it's a little bit big, but it's fine. It fits, and I usually tend towards red, but neither of them owned anything red, so
we can always turn them red.
Oh, I suppose if I hadn't exactly thought of that, but I mean, it would certainly make them clash a little bit less if we could.
Yes, I've been fiddling around a lot with petals and such, and I managed to make paints, but dyes aren't that much different, so I can definitely give it a bit of help.
I mean, yes, I would definitely very much appreciate it if we could.
Dying.
Do you want to step somewhere?
No.
Do I step downstairs somewhere and get changed out of these? Hold on.
I'll make a cauldron in the meantime, because I would not want to have a cauldron and then do other stuff with it, especially cooking and all that stuff.
Yes, I don't think that dye would have a great effect on any food. Okay, well, I do have these here now.
Okay, well, toss them over.
Sure. I suppose I'm not particularly used to dyeing clothes. I'd imagine it's not too dissimilar to dyeing any other. I suppose I don't often dye fabric for bookbinding. I mostly just stain fabric to try and age things if necessary. But
fair enough. I think leather is much different than fabric, anyways.
Yes, sir.
Would you mind getting some water? I think there's a little area. I'll just go up real quick. I have some flowers I put up there.
Yes. There we go. Yeah.
Which color did you want again?
Well, I suppose reds usually my go-to. Reds, maroons. I've been eating a little bit away from black recently, but so you said you went up, didn't you?
Yeah, I have some petals up here.
Yeah.
I have a ink drying station.
Mm.
And I put a lot of my petals up there to use the ink.
There we are. Yes, I've tended to be leaning away from blacks and much more towards reds in general, I suppose.
Any particular reason for that?
Oh, not really. Just sort of gives off a bit less of a dire vibe, I think. Besides the large cloak, I mean, it looks nice, but it's quite heavy, difficult to move around in, and I mean,
it melts in a lot more with your wings. So I see the red brings out the more of your wing detail.
Yes, my wings have a slight
In a way.
red tint to them a little bit. It's more pronounced. Most ravens have a slightly purplish sheen, but it just leans a little bit more red.
It's a lot more pronounced when you red like that.
Yeah,
It's nice.
Thank you. Yes,
So let me. So I don't know how much I'll need. Do you want the vest to be slightly lighter, darker, same color, anything?
Perhaps slightly darker. Would be nice.
Okay. They seem to tie pretty well with just the petals. And I think that should be pretty okay for the shirt. I'm
Yes,
sorry if
I
they're
agree.
a little wet. We might need
No,
to
yes, they are a bit wet.
have them dry
I imagine
some.
they might. Yes, sorry. If you want to throw them back, I can hang them up over something.
They're your shirt. Oh, if it's yours or just something you decided to keep for yourself.
Yes, maybe that. Do you mind if I maybe hang them over the rail here? Sure.
That's quite good.
Yes, just let them dry for a bit. I suppose they're mine now. They're red, so. Thank you. I was actually hoping to talk to you about something else when I came over. You
Hey.
A while ago, when we sort of last spoke, before the Friday the 13th party, you mentioned you'd always known that Vast's birds were wrong, in a way. But you never really mentioned why you knew that. And I suppose I'm sort of curious about what gave that impression in regards to other research.
I didn't know. I wasn't quite sure at first, but I think Vast's flock is related or linked or whatever the word is to the spirits I see.
I see. Okay. That makes a lot of sense, and I don't know if it makes sense to you as much. So you can see, because you call them spirits, because I can't see your birds.
I don't think anyone can except for me.
How much do I say? You can't.
Do you want to go somewhere that's a little less open?
Possibly. Yeah, we can head to my office if you would like while this is drying.
Please, if you don't mind, it's not something I'm used to talking about, so I'm
Oh, yes, of course.
a little frazzled.
This way. Sorry, I suppose I've become somewhat used to it now, and I have been told once or twice I should be a little bit more reserved in talking about things. Okay. I'll lock these. Vast's birds, the magpies, are not magpies. And I'm trying to determine how much information I can share without breaching trust or putting you in more danger. They are the spirits of people sacrificed by the Avicane. they're also spirits in a way.
Okay. Huh. Okay. What?
So, there is a ritual that is done by the Avicane to create avians, to take people who aren't avians and make them into avians, and it requires a level of sacrifice, and it seems like those people who are sacrificed are then their sort of energy is coalesced into spirits of birds, and you and Vas both have those spirits. But I
There's a difference between ours, though. Well, two, if I think about it.
Is there?
One is that Vas actually have physical bodies. They're actually physical. They are actually here, and everyone can see them, everyone can touch them and interact with them, while mine are specifically volatile. They, even if I try to pass my hand through some of them, they are not corporeal.
I see.
So I told Rune, Nemo, and Vast about them. Vast confronted me a few days ago. And I told them this right? As well. And they said they might not exactly be dead, though I think mine most certainly are.
I see. Okay, so there's a level of distinction between the soul being corporeal and the soul being not. Is there a soul? Do you think souls exist? Does this confirm the existence of souls? Sorry, that's a question for another day. That's not important. There's a corporeal nature to Vas, which yours is lacking, and do you know what kind of birds your spirits are?
That's the other difference. They vary. They vary both in what coloration they are and what types they are. There could be owls, peregrines, there could be tons of them, crows, ravens sometimes I see. Sometimes pigeons, sometimes pelicans. They're all different. Some of them don't have a form. It's almost like they're stuck in between two and can't decide, so I don't know.
Interesting. Okay. This is Sorry, I processed some things. I wonder. I don't know much about the magpies, admittedly, beyond what I've just told you, but if there is a chance that the spirits are bound in a similar way, regardless of corporeal form, it could, to some extent, go so far as to explain your spirits. If this is going to sound like a very personal, invasive question, do you know if you were always an avian? if there was like a ritual or connection to the Avicane at all.
I want to say I've been in the avian since I was a toddler.
Okay, so that probably rules that out then, because that yes, I think it would. It seems to be too early for the ages that I don't really know, but you're not connected to the Avicane, right? I feel like I've never asked you this point blank, and
How do you know if you could be?
I mean, I suppose it. I was going to say it would feel hard to miss, but I also didn't know that I was connected to it until recently. I don't know. Family connections that didn't entirely make sense, or behavior of people around you, connections with certain individuals. They seem to carry around necklaces with crystals. I don't know entirely much about that. They're to do with the transference of magic, I think. I'm not sure.
Does it kind of look like the one around my neck? This one? If you can see it.
Yes. Yes, quite a bit like that, I think. I'm not entirely sure on its makeup. I just know that the structure of crystals helps to sort of coalesce and hold magic in a way. That's why flight crystals work. The energy is sort of trapped within the atomic structure. It's But you
wouldn't be the first one to ask about my necklace anyway.
Oh. Has it come up often?
Once. And that once is very difficult to forget. It's when I first met Vast. I was in town taking care of the garden, and this tall magpie avian was on the roof of the adjacent building and told me something about the necklace and asked for my rank before swooping down on me and just immobilizing me, basically asking for my marks or whatever those mean. And
I see.
I don't know.
So, do you know where you got your necklace?
Someone gave it to me. I think in exchange for something. I have quite the gaps in my memories sometimes, but
No, of course.
they gave it to me before they left, and I never got to see them again.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I pry if it's a sensitive topic, I suppose. I'm sorry.
I appreciate it. I would be very surprised if it was your fault.
I suppose. This feels like another one of those things where with one or two more pieces, it would all make a lot more sense. And it's just certain pieces that are missing. So you have an Avicane member's necklace, but not a member of the Avicane. There are spiritual birds, but they're a different kind of spiritual bird. They're incorporeal. They're not bound to a specific type of bird in the way that the others seem to be.
They might actually be directly related to vast magpies.
What's up?
Have you ever heard of one of Vast's magpies named Jasper?
Yes, I believe so. One of the larger ones, it carries around something in its beak. It's there's a different one. Rye and Jasper. They take care of Jade, the baby who's not a spirit, who is just a magpie. Yes.
I'm pretty certain Viviana killed Jasper.
Oh.
And when that happened, a little scared and panicked magpie spirit appeared. Said its name was Jasper. Vast was in trouble, and that the evil lady with red eyes had something to do about it.
I see.
And then suddenly, which something that had never happened before, it pretty much just poof. And I couldn't see it anymore, and apparently it's back with Vast.
Oh. Okay, take everything I said before about souls and the birds being the same out the window. Throw that away. That's not a point. Okay. I see.
And
So you spoke
Vast.
to Jasper.
Vast wanted to talk about it, and I don't want to talk to Vast, if I'm being honest. I don't want to be immobilized again. Every time I talk to Vast, or every time it happens that I'm with them, I'm not in a situation where I have the upper hand.
I see. I definitely know what that feels like in sort of interactions with Vast.
Do you trust him?
Yes, I think so. I trust her with my life, yes.
Can you tell me how to stop being scared of her?
No. Because I don't know if I am no longer afraid of them. But which sounds like it contradicts the statement I just gave you, but it's I don't know. When Vast, when I learned about what Vast had tried to do from Peach, when I learned that they were going to try and kill me.
Pardon?
Oh god, I haven't told you. They needed.
See, that's why I don't trust Vast.
Yes, I know. This is not helping the cause. They thought they needed a sacrifice for the obelisk, and it's a long story. there's not a day that has passed where there hasn't been a slight nagging fear that I'm going to turn around and there will be a knife to my back. But I'm also aware that if that was going to happen, it probably would have happened already. And that in the scheme of things, there are far more examples of Vast keeping me alive than trying to kill me. And I think that despite the fact that her methods aren't entirely the most friendly and amiable, I don't think Vast wants to hurt anyone.
I don't think so either, but she's making that fact very difficult to believe, in my opinion.
Yes, I understand. I wish I could give something more concrete, or a more concrete answer about why spirit birds are like that, or I don't know. I wish I could do something to help patch in those missing memories that you mentioned. But
It's quite a bit, but I cope. I learn to live with it, and after a couple years, I've compromise might not be the correct word, but I've settled with the fact that whatever past memories might be best if I don't remember. My head might think it'd be too much and cause me more harm than good, so I'm okay right now with not remembering.
I suppose that's very fair. Thank you for trusting me with some of this. I know that sometimes a lot of this ends up being quite personal, and I'm not often the most gentle with how I ask things.
You're infinitely more gentle than what Vast has done to me, or has talked to me. So, to be honest, the bar is not very high.
Yes.
Though. It does comfort me in a way that I'm not the only one who has had trouble with Vast.
No, I think that most people around here have.
It's just that every time I saw Vast in public and such, I was very clearly the only one they swooped in on and were pretty much violent with from the get-go. And I thought that was an issue with me, and I didn't know what to do with it.
I mean, I can't exactly claim that they were violent from the start, but certainly hostile. Trying to lead me away and stop me from finding things out, and then, as I mentioned, the attempted stabbing. But then again, seeing some of the reflections of how they were raised in Viviana perhaps lessened any anger I explicitly felt towards them. The more I learn about how the Avicane are actually structured and how they work and the things they do, I mean, the fact that there are ghost birds to begin with. It puts a lot into perspective, I suppose. But I don't think it's about
like
you. The hostility, I suppose.
I'll take it into consideration.
I'm certainly not going to stand here and ask you to trust them. I think that that's too much for anyone to ask, really. I suppose I can just tell you why I do.
I appreciate the second opinion.
I mean, if there's ever any questions that I can help with rather than you actually going to them, I'm happy to help out with anything.
Just the fact that you told me that they were what, people, avians?
I don't entirely know. To be honest,
Whatever, like living
there was something.
being.
There was something, and then there were birds. And
Whatever
that's-
living being they were used. What you said, somehow to turn someone into avian and give them wings?
I think perhaps it takes a tremendous amount of magical energy to do something like that, to harness any kind of magic. That's why the obelisk needed. I mean, people were killed for the obelisk. I was going to be killed to just give the obelisk enough magical essence and potential to keep going. To physically change someone into an avian would require a massive amount of magical energy, and
Have you ever realized how large Vast's flock is?
yes, yes, I have.
Okay. That's a lot.
Yes.
Was it willing?
I don't know. I think it would bring me... I can't tell if it would bring me more comfort or not to know if it was, for sure. Maybe that is one piece I would prefer not to have, actually. Because I have a horrible feeling about what the answer may be.
I can try asking her. Like I said, I need to talk to them about Jasper and...
As I said, I wouldn't want you to ask if it's going to put you in danger or make you uncomfortable or anything like that. I don't want to make things harder for you that I'm sure they are already having to live with Vast so present in the community.
Well, with whatever is happening, I'm at least gonna have to learn to communicate with Vast. I definitely have some questions about his flock, my spirits, the Avicane in general, why so much And I at least want to do that for myself.
It's very fair. It's very brave.
Besides,
So,
the flock has been with me for pretty much as long as I can remember consistently. They've been with me, and I owe them that much. To see if I can figure out what exactly they are and how they're related to Vast or
I suppose
whatever's going on with her.
if you see any other spirits that are new birds, not just the magpies, but any other birds, would you let me know?
I will. They tend to come more in waves. It's why Jasper was kind of like a singular bird showing up was like, what? And why are you disappearing like a minute later? What happened?
I see.
But I'll tell you when there's a new wave of them.
Yes, thank you. I'm sorry my answers couldn't provide a more clear picture of a lot of things.
No,
Just-
Dave. It helps me to look at the world and see all that's connected. You showed it to me on Friday the 13th, and it was quite the night, so it
Yes, I
was a
suppose it.
difficult time
sink
to
in.
remember everything. But
The wall. It sounds strange because normally something like this, I mean, people look at it and it looks nonsense and convoluted and insane, but in a very strange way, it keeps me so much more grounded because it lets me see that there is actually connections here. That I'm not
helps
just.
you structure your thoughts.
Yes, exactly. It helps show that it's not just loose implications. There is something here, and other people can see it, and they can look and they can find the connections themselves and know that it is there.
It is concrete and not speculation.
Yes. It's yes, it makes things more concrete. I just wish that concrete would dry and give me something to actually act upon.
Speaking of drying, did you want to go check on?
Oh, the
Your new
clothes.
fit?
Yes. Sorry. Yes, I had entirely forgotten. Got sidetracked. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Take the time to
Sorry.
stretch your feathers. We
Yes.
don't want you to
Stretch your
fall
feathers
again.
out and try to lock up the office for a moment. Sorry.
Hello.
Hi. Yes, they seem dry. I'll look those up.
You can go down if you want to change.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
If you don't mind me asking, have you heard from Pietro lately?
In brief bouts, I suppose. They have been around as much. I suppose neither of us have. They've been sort of. I think they're flying about getting some air at the moment, looking for some more books. I asked them to find some medical books to help work on Voidsick research, but
And Dante, if I remember correctly?
yes, he hasn't progressed much in terms of the illness. It's mostly contained. I think that the regenerative factor of axolotl's healing might be keeping whatever it is at bay.
Well, I'm
How's
also
it look?
very glad to see that the dying seems to be pretty nice.
Yes, it's taken quite well. It's certainly much less clashing, I suppose.
Yes.
Thank you. I very much appreciate helping out with that. As I said, I at one point was hoping to go to Gavin, but I think they've been a bit busy of late.
Yeah. I've heard.
I suppose I will now have to explain to Peter and Rune why their clothes are red, but I suppose they're mine now, so they can't do anything. They lent them to me. They are technically mine now.
Yeah, my flock seems to agree with that too.
Mhm.
You dyed them anyway,
dyed
so
them.
if
I
they're
think-
not
yep.
happy, you're like, they're mine
It's too
now.
late. They can start wearing red, I think. But yes, the research on void sickness is very slow going. It seems to come in bursts more than anything. Figured out that it's not contagious, which is good. But it also means we don't exactly know what is causing it. Crystals made from the essence of infected creepers are less potent, which maybe implies that it is in some way feeding off magic, but that's sort of all I've got at the moment.
Would you like me to get you some resources?
I mean, if you can find them, certainly anything you might come across would be very useful.
I've definitely fought my fair share of creepers, so they shouldn't be too bad.
But now, I suppose I didn't
Besides,
show you while.
helped me.
I suppose I didn't show you while we were there. There's a lab that Rune and I have built beneath the office, with some.
Oh,
So
yeah, I saw the trapdoor, but
Yes,
I
it's.
thought it was just.
I mean, at the moment it's filled with boxes because I was sort of moving a bunch of things down there. But I'm not a scientist, so I don't really know what to do in a lab. But I do try my best, I suppose.
Your best is better than nothing anyway.
Yes, I hope so. Sorry, what were you saying?
I don't remember exactly.
Oh, fighting creepers.
You helped me.
Yes,
Yeah,
that was it.
you helped me with knowing a bit more about what my flock is. So if I can do anything to help you, it almost helps me because I feel like sometimes I want to do something and I don't know what to do. So.
I mean, if there's...
Basically, what I'm asking is if there's anything I can do for you that can also keep my mind occupied, I would gladly help.
Of course, yes. I'll let you know if there's anything, and if I find anything else out that might relate to the spirits or anything,
Please.
I'll let you know.
Thank you. Did you want to show off your new fit?
Oh, should I? Other flock watching. I don't know. What do I?
I don't know.
What do I do? I thought it's
I
probably.
just assumed you had a partner. Sorry if it was not the good assumption that you had a partner.
Oh, no, I don't.
Oh, sorry, I kind of assumed that maybe Elwood was kind of just like research partner or something.
Oh, sort of research part, I suppose. That I guess co-worker he helps with things, but he sort of has his own job, separate things that they do. Yes.
It's okay. Besides, anyway, in a partnership, it's you can both do the same things, but to cover more ground, having different bases, different knowledge is helpful as well.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And
I suppose
all I'm saying is that I'm glad for you that people have your back.
Thank you. I mean, I hope that to some extent people here have your back as well. I mean, I'm certainly here if you need any help or anything. So.
I'll ask.
Yes. Thank you for helping me figure things out today, and the clothes and everything. I should let you get back to your scaffolding. I sort of interrupted in the middle of your construction. Yes.
I needed a break anyways.
Well, I'll see you around in a bit, Erin. It was
See you
nice
soon.
getting to catch up in an environment that isn't things going wrong.
Yeah, and not having monsters show up suddenly.
Yes. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Yes, yes. No, I don't need to show off my clothes. I don't think. Not. No, not like that. It'll just be nice to have some clothes that are. Oh, you've moved down here, you bastard. It'll be nice to have clothes that aren't as loose and baggy when I'm doing science things. That's yes, that's all. Let's go say bye. Yes, no, it's nice to have something slightly more of my own.